Hello everyone. So just a second ago I started streaming and turned out my mic was not working, so we're starting afresh. Hopefully you guys bear with me and didn't run into that 5-minute stream of me talking to myself and nobody can hear me. Anyways, we are going to be playing a little Tullio One Punch Man. Deck list will be in the description of the stream here. The real kind of thesis of the deck is to make Tullio big and have them one-shot the other player. And there's some other cards that are really going to facilitate that. So let's begin with the command zone. We've got Klore, just because he's really good. He helps soften your opponent up, forces them to actually deal with him, or they might just lose to Klore outright if they can't deal with him. And then we have Aleta, Immortal Tinkerer, who's going to help make our robots bigger, which is crucial because we have Mechanize, so we can turn Tullio into a robot and make him bigger. Can also do the same to Klore situationally. And the rest of the deck really supports this game plan. There's some cards to protect Tullio, there's some cards to make Tullio bigger, there's some cards to make it harder to block Tullio. But the real thing that kind of made this deck go from, I think, a meme and a joke to, hey, it's pretty good, is this card, Siege Engineers, which when you deploy it, target character deals double damage to the enemy fortress until end of turn. So with Tullio, because he attacks 3 times and then doubled, it's really 6 times, which makes him, even if he doesn't have any buffs on him, do 42 damage in one attack. And with all of the buffing effects in the deck, it's very easy to get him to the point where he can basically, he could do well over 100 damage in a single attack. So let's give it a shot, see how it goes. And because of my little mic fiasco here, you're going to hear me in the background as I go to check the stream to make sure that in fact the microphone is working now. He could do well. It's working. Alright, so we're just going to chill here. Here we go. Okay. We're up against a triple Varor deck, which, if I'm being fully transparent, is probably like the worst thing that we could go up against, because they could just slap down a turn 1 Lightning Blast and kill Tullio. We're still going to go ahead and play Klore anyways, and hopefully they don't. Oh, well. And as I mentioned in the previous stream, the nature of streaming versus edited videos is we're going to run into a lot of those situations where my opponent, I don't know if they encountered a bug or if they saw Tullio in the command zone and just like pooped their pants and were like, I can't deal with this, but that's the situation. Well, we don't know how long the queue will take, but we'll pull up the deck info while we're here just so you guys can look at it a little further. We've got Tinker, which is a spell that we can, or an ability that we can play multiple times from our hand to incrementally make Tullio a little bigger. Got a new card, Cleanse Impurities, which is preemptive, removes a card from your opponent's graveyard from the game and draws a card. I think this card's insanely good, because the cost to include it in your deck is extremely low, the cost to play it's very low. It has the potential to be high impact, and if it's in a match where it's low impact, you replace it, it draws a new card. Alright, so here we are in another match. We're against Pain, running a triple Genesis. It looks like a robots list. It might have an unending drone package in it. And we're just gonna go ahead and stick with Slam Klore on turn 1. Really can never go wrong with that. And this feels like the music is, I don't know if I'm out of my mind here, but this feels really loud. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do a support drone to get the Tullio situation rolling. we're going to pull back Klore because there is the threat that they put Unending Drone into the defense zone. We're going to kill the little... Maybe we don't kill Lil'Timmybot. Yeah, we're just gonna make Tullio extra big, make him extra juicy. Okay, we have a Mechanize for Tullio. And put Klore back into the assault zone, let him start doing his thing. We can target Tullio with Aleta even though he's not artificial yet. That's an interesting thing about Infinity Wars, is a lot of cards allow you to target things that are invalid targets at the time of the planning phase, and it can potentially turn into a valid target later in the turn, or an invalid target, conversely. And I haven't really decided. I can't figure out whether we're going to need to use these as blockers or if we can pressure the board, so we're just going to end the turn here. So I think between Tullio and Siege Engineers, they're just going to die. We're going to go ahead and give him a jetpack. It's a little scary because they could be running anti-air missile, is I think what the card is called. Let's see. We'll just make him huge. We'll just go for the make him enormous strategy. So I'm pretty sure that will be more than sufficient. And we're going to go ahead and block. We're going to go ahead and snipe the support drone. We've actually got somebody in chat. Hey there. Still learning the streaming interface, if I'm being honest. And Dravoid, if that's how your username is pronounced, has mentioned that in Infinity Wars Classic you were not able to perform the targeting situation with Mechanize, which I was not aware of. It's been a long time. So we could do a give him a jetpack here, and then the following turn we do Siege Engineers plus Tullio, and that should be more than enough to kill them. I don't think there's any threat of us really losing the game unless they kill Tullio. I say we just leave Klore in the assault zone. He might die here. He might die. They could Aleta make that a 9/9. Klore will die. Yeah, maybe. Oh, well. They're all in the assault zone. There's a distinct chance that this is a newer player because they're level 7, and I'm not seeing any animated or colored cards. Could also be a veteran player who was not able to recover their account yet. The reason I'm saying this is I'm not sure whether they're prepared for what's about to happen. I guess we should save Klore here in case if this goes south. We want to have Klore as our backup plan, but I think they're just dead. They could have anti-air missile. They could have uncontrolled parallel rift. Nah, looks like we're good. This is where the magic happens. And I'm just gonna fast forward this a little bit. Yeah, -94. It's a beautiful thing. Alright. Let's see if we can do that again. Hamster God. That is a familiar username. I want to say... So they're level 4, so I'm wondering if they're a player that failed to recover their account, but that username is very familiar. Oh yeah, the controlled parallel riffs. I'm responding to chat here. You could very well just lose the game. I'm gonna go for the Klore play here. If they play Klore turn 1 and we get it, that's fantastic. And if they don't, okay, yeah, we gotta go for those. When you have it, you go for it. And I am gonna go ahead, deploy our Klore. I'm gonna use support drone because I have priority. So if they have their own FlameDawn commando, Klore will live. They do not. They played Sin, the Hope of Dawn. Cool card. One I personally don't care for very much, just because there's so many good 2-drops in FlameDawn, it's very hard to justify running that specific one. And because we're against FlameDawn here, I think we frankly can try to actually interact with the board a little more, instead of just go for the buff Tullio. I do not want to mechanize their guy. Buff Tullio plan. Like, we're gonna end up buffing Tullio, but we gotta make sure that we don't run into the situation where we die before we can get him online. Our Klore is very big, which is nice. So it means that they're not going to be able to very easily, like I can turn Klore into a blocker if things don't go our way. Controlled temporal anomaly. What was it? Did I said controlled parallel rift? I got the card name wrong. Uncontrolled Parallel Rift is a 2-cost card that gives you a random character. That's what I was thinking of. Controlled Temporal Anomaly is the card that I was scared of last match. Duke Rushington. Haven't seen him in a game before, I don't think. He's not a new card, but he's not really fantastic. I think we're in a situation where we're able to queue up Tulio here. So he's going to be 15 power. Next turn, we deploy him, and he's doing 15 times 6 damage, which is 90. So they're dead. They could play Stumble or Exhaust, but we already gave him a jetpack. There's a pretty good chance that they just die here. No! Okay, well, we can try again next turn. Tullio is still alive. We could defend here. We play another Siege Engineers. I'm going to go ahead and red tape Bromic just to mitigate some damage here. Because there is a chance that if they have a few more stumble effects that we do die. Yeah, they do have more stumble effects. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, we could very well just lose this one. Okay. I think I'm gonna play Aleta. And Klore is hitting for 45 damage, so we don't have the kill. So we have to live a couple more turns. These are going to have 10 power if he redeploys Bromic. Just trying to think of our best play here. I think I'm going to double Tinker here to increase the chance that they trade with this. I could also double Tinker our Aleta. That might actually be better. Okay, well, we might just die. Okay, so Flag Bearer, it's kind of something that we're expecting to see. Tullio's getting in for some big damage. We're not dead, but we're in a pretty rough spot, especially considering they still have Sackless. FlameDawn Commando's not bad here. We don't have any way to deal with another Flag Bearer. If they have Flag Bearer, they can play Sackless, Flag Bearer, and then I just die. I mean, they would die to Tullio, but there is the absolutely madman play of, like, put Tullio in the defense zone, and if he doesn't die, then could go well for us. I think I'm gonna draw a card. Okay, yeah, that's great. So this is going to make it so if Tullio dies this turn, he doesn't die. So I think the odds that we live are pretty good, but we will find out. Oh, okay. So we're very unfortunate. You win some, you lose some. Am I salty? Yeah, I'm a little salty. Okay. That's an interesting username. Seeing a lot of new people on. Queues are firing quick. Maybe it's because people are excited about the new set. Reasonable opening hand. Don't know what to expect from this deck. It's running some new cards, so Pinecry Growing Board is powerful, but just got nerfed recently. Used to be that she would never die as long as the opponent had Madness in hand. Now she goes back to their hand. The Wolfborn. And here we are. Do you think they're... well... Back in the queue. Alright, so... let's open up this again. Maybe we'll have some time to talk about the deck more. FlameDawn Commando and Lil'Timmybot is where we left off. These cards are just incredibly good one-drops. Support Drone is an incredibly good one-drop that also facilitates our strategy of making Tullio bigger. Upgrade makes Tullio bigger. Red Tape is a personal favorite of mine. I think it's a very good card. Get something out of the Assault Zone, get something out of the Defense Zone if you need it. Potentially wastes their resources. We've got a couple Noble Protectors. Can make it so that we can deploy Tullio to our support zone without worrying about him getting sniped. I think Noble Protector is also just a very good card in general. Oh, this is going to be an interesting match. Medi in the command zone, which for those of you who have not looked at the new cards, Medi gives you the option to draft a card every turn. This opener's awful. We're gonna put that away. So it's not great, but you know, it's maybe better than what I had a second ago. But Medi lets them draft one of 4 cards, so it means that the deck has pretty high variance. Dravoid is asking if I should be running Angelify or Deflect for Untouchable. I think that Angelify could be good, but Deflect, I think that it offers too little for your main game plan if it misses. I suppose you can just deploy it the same turn that you drop Tullio. I might give it a shot. Time being, I'm just going to stick with the list as is. Ixie in the command zone is probably not really fantastic. His main synergy of being discarded from the hand is absent in the command zone. Okay. And you saw there they drafted a card, so we can expect to see literally anything. We're in a good spot where right now our opponent has nothing on the board, so we can just be aggressive with Klore. Oh, I just realized I don't think I have my battlefield equipped. I'm not sure if that was the patch or the fact that I'm on a new computer, but we'll have to deal with that after this game. Yuanshi off of the Medi. Interesting. Noble Protector is going to come in handy for that. So we're in an interesting situation where I have the resources where I could... Okay, or they can just give up. Classic. Getting a bunch of matches in at least, even if some of them are ending like that. Oh wait, that's right. We were gonna do the battlefield. I don't even know where to find that. This is the story. Well, we can also look at Angelify as a potential option here. I think Angelify might actually be double Genesis Purity. My boy in chat right now has the most bizarre hot take. Kinda sad Infinity Wars 2 gives you all the cards up front. That is a very interesting take, and I'd like to unpack that in just a second here, once we figure out the battlefield situation. I might just have to give up on that. Yeah, we'll just go back into the game. So let's unpack. Infinity War is giving you all the cards up front, so it can only be good for the players, is my opinion. I think it allows people to brew more. I think it prevents metas from stagnating, because one of the problems that I think games like Magic the Gathering have, or at least the digital version, I guess the paper version too, is that once somebody who's on like a budget, or is a free-to-play player, has committed to a deck, they're never going to pivot their deck regardless of what the meta is. So I think it causes meta stagnation. The other thing is, and Ricky Crawford has brought this up, is I just like collecting cosmetics. It turns out that is the system that the new Infinity Wars has in place. My biggest fear for it is that it will result in difficulty for them to make revenue, but I think that the game was already in a situation where making revenue was already a problem for them. So, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, but I'm optimistic. I think it's a good differentiator that gives people reasons to try the game. I think I'm going to slam Aberion's banner here. So, this is the new Agent Coil synergy. When a character's typo there, when a character you control with agent in their name kills an enemy character, if Agent Coil synergy is deployed, all Agent Marior you control everywhere gain +3/+3. If Agent Coil synergy is your commander, all characters with agent in their name ignore purity and are no longer unique. This person here is running an Agent Coil tribal deck. Agent Marior is the other agent card mentioned in there, which is a fantastic card, and I'm kind of shocked that our opponent hasn't chosen to run it in the command zone. I suspect we'll see it at some point this game. I think we're gonna go for the... We're gonna go for the turn 6 Tullio play. Agent Coil value pile though is is quite the archetype. I think that it would be beneficial if they added agent as a character type instead of it just be card name. It's my personal opinion. It's only a minor gripe, but I think for clarity in the future, it'd be helpful. Also, to person in chat, I'm gonna call you Ente based off of the last bit there, and I'm not sure if I'm getting that right. But I think you bring up a fair point, which is that there is something interesting in card games where it can be very fun and rewarding to build decks with a limited pool of cards. And I agree with that entirely, and I think that's really what Rift Run is for, which is not in the game yet. But I think limited play is just call me Duck. Okay, so Duck. Yes, I think that you have a fair point. I think I'm gonna just... Do we slam Tulio? Did this target a deployed character? So I screwed up with Marina. I'm a big dummy. Oh, it basically means duck in German. Okay, I'll take you at face value on that, because I do not know any German. Give Tullio a jetpack. This is going to be a 12-12. Maybe we'll just slam Tullio. We'll see what happens. Tullio should kill Agent Coil if they defend, and if they don't defend, they just die, which is cool. Oh no! That is a very specific card that beats our deck. Oh well, Marina worked, which means that Marina is either bugged or the text on the card is wrong, because it says target a deployed character. I targeted Tullio while he was in the command zone. It did admittedly reset Tullio. Doesn't have flying anymore. But hey, Klore's still alive. Slam Noble Protector, kill their Agent Coil. Oh, I never gave my Tullio a jetpack. I'm sorry, I forgot. Old man brain. Awkward situation where we have nothing we can target with Aleta. Okay, so they deployed Shocker, another Agent Coil. I kind of want to pump our Tullio a little more before we put him in the assault zone. I think we're going to take the time to draw some cards. Got a red tape here. So Tullio attacks for 36. It's pretty freaking good. I just don't want him to die. It'd be so tragic if he died. We got a good thing going with Klore. We'll just play that out, and I'm gonna pitch away one of the red tapes. There's an upgrade. Okay, so we can get the Tullio thing going again next turn. They have priority. I'm willing to take the risk though. Upgrade Tullio. Slam the siege engineers. We will. Suppose we'll red tape this. Mostly because we can. And yeah, from here we click the fire button and we just see if they die. So, Duck in chat has said it's really hard, because for me, cosmetics basically mean nothing to me. On the other hand, I don't like booster packs selling for real money. They don't want to interact with the third-party market. But truth is, I think that that puts you as a minority, and that you might be a player that's very difficult to access in terms of like monetization. Dravoid has said red tape doesn't work anymore with all 3 commanders still in the command zone, which I did not know. Well, they're comboing off, but they just die. Anyways, that's why our red tape did not put it back in the command zone. Negative 47, another big slap from Tullio. Alright. And we run it back again. Pain, we already played against Pain tonight. Or, I don't know if we got a proper game in. Okay, this is one of the people that we did get a game in. So there were a few people that just disconnected or desynced or something. This hand is really great. I like this hand a lot. You can hold space to fast forward. That is a pro tip that I did not know. I appreciate the advice, thank you. They could support drone into the defense zone, so we're gonna pull back Klore, put out a Lil'Timmybot. Actually, we're gonna buff Tulio. Okay. I think this is worthy of FlameDawn commandoing. Turn 1 Mechanize lets us get Tullio to be very big very quickly. Alright, we got it before they were able to target it with Aleta, which is kind of a nice bonus for us. Pump Tullio again. Pump him some more. We'll defend with our Lil'Timmybot in hopes of drawing a card. I could play Noble Protector. I don't feel like I need to, so I'm just going to Tinker Tullio. Because from our previous game, I think we can reasonably assume that our opponent's probably not running Controlled Temporal Anomaly, but... Travoid with a very interesting take, which I think is fair, which is that as somebody who's paid money for the game to make their own cards look nice, it can be frustrating to see the opponent playing ugly cards, which I had never thought of, but that makes sense. We're gonna kill Taiga here. Very dangerous card to leave alive. Tulio is almost at the point where he can just take out their whole team by himself. So I think we're going to try to keep our hand size relatively large so that we can use Intimidating Rally to try to remove as much junk from their defense zone as possible. And we're also going to move Lil'Timmybot over here in hopes of continuing to inflate our hand size. And interestingly, they've got a buff coming on. I think we'll be okay. You don't think they'd be crazy enough to just not block? They haven't been blocking. We'll go for it. It's probably not smart. But I think relatively low risk, very high reward situation, so we'll try it. And we're gonna just put things in here to try to trade. Hopefully Klore doesn't die. Yeah, Infinity Wars is a very, very rough game for newer players. One of my hopes by creating videos is that I think a lot of people... there aren't a lot of resources in terms of learning how to play the game. Both in the game itself and outside of the game, because the community is so small. So I think that having some gameplay videos and then also the ability to import and export decks is helpful. So hopefully if a new player stumbles on this video, they can kind of hear my thought process as to how I'm playing the game, and maybe even copy the deck. So we don't kill them here, but we put the Fear of God in them. Oh, that's right. Spacebar for fast forward. Wait. Didn't they? Oh, I thought they had something in the defense zone. They must have moved it out. Anyways, I think a reasonable advice if you ever run into somebody playing the deck I'm using is that putting things in the defense zone, even occasionally, signals to the player piloting the Tulio deck that they can't get away with what I just got away with. But they didn't even once try to defend, which is totally bizarre because I think Klore is high enough threat on his own to demand defending against. Right, we're doing the extremely fragmented deck tech here. I think we just left off at Red Tape and Noble Protector. Give Him a Jetpack helps us get through with Tulio. Siege Engineers we've kind of already seen as a card that makes Tulio go from explosive to deadly. Marina the Selfless is really, really great at protecting Tulio. he loses his stats, but him being alive is pretty good just in general. Aberion's banner synergizes with Tulio, because Tulio only gets his 3 attacks if he's attacking alone. Klore, similarly, is a good character to be attacking alone. Intimidating Rally lets us throw away our hand to remove all of the cards in their defense zone. And then finally, last card in the deck is Viz the Furious, which is our backup Tullio in case he gets removed from the game. And now we're out of things to talk about. Hopefully somebody can jump in the queue. We'll take a peek at the leaderboard just to see what that looks like. Yorohime Maru is a sociopath at the top, which I think is unsurprising. And it's also not surprising to see Drew MB and Adora Bear shortly behind. I'll take the opportunity here to complain. I think even for a game with a small player base as Infinity Wars, rewarding based off of top 50 ranking is still kind of outrageous to me, because like I don't feel like it is a good feeling to be player number 4 on this list. Like when all of the meaningful rewards are top 3 and then everything else is kind of just like meh. And the player who's in top 4 at any given time is really working almost as hard as these other people. Like they're not... Athena is not that far behind. And Ricky Crawford, it is based off of XP. It's based off of XP earned in the month. And doing your daily quests will help contribute to it, but I am of the personal opinion that unless you are willing to play like multiple hours a day to try to keep up in the top 3, everything else doesn't matter. Like top 10 is 1,000 gold. That's 2 packs. It's not worth it. And then top 50, you get the avatar, or animated profile, you get a title, you get a little bit of gold, which is okay. And getting top 50 is very doable with how small the player base is. But I would like to see these rewards, instead of being based off of relative ranking, like how well you've performed against other players, I think it should be based off of a fixed system. Like I think every player that gets over 1 million XP should get cosmetic packs. That doesn't seem crazy. 1 million XP is insane. It's an insane amount. I will probably not be getting 1 million XP. But I think every player that does deserves to have significant rewards, as opposed to the situation that we're going to run into by the end of October, which is that 3 of these people who are at over 1 million XP are going to get some cool stuff, and the other people get 2 packs worth of gold. It's rough. I'm 32nd. That just goes to show you how small the player base is. We also have Baronix with almost 200,000 XP and 0 wins, that's a feels bad. I don't know if that's tracking wrong or if they've played like 20 games. Oh, it must be tracking wrong, because here's another person with 0 wins. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. It's hard to imagine that you could get that much XP without a single win. Top 10% gets rewards. That would be... I think that would be better than the current system, but I think it could still result in a feels bad moment. Number 35. There you go, Trevoid. I think that the biggest issue is that I think that the reward system should exist to keep veteran players interested, and it should also be a system that keeps new players around a little longer. And if you reward only the top percentile, even if that percentile is bigger, like 20%, you're telling 80% of your player base that they haven't done enough for the game, which I don't think is a great situation to be in when you have a game that has historically struggled to maintain player counts. Like right now, I've been in queue for 6.5 minutes. The game needs people online, and I don't think that rewarding exclusively like a very top percent. Duck has suggested treat it like a monthly quest. Yeah, I think that would be appropriate. I think as a matter of fact, already in the game we have the Prestige Pass. I think this is a significantly better system at keeping players engaged. And I think leaderboards have a place, but I think that leaderboards should be more focused on like ranked as opposed to time spent in game. And regardless of whether it's ranked or time spent in game, I think it really ought to be rewarding every player at least something, and a certain level of dedication should get you the cool stuff, like not gold, the cards. These stamped evolving parasites. Why not give people who are lower on the leaderboard like a worse cosmetic version? Dravoid has suggested that maybe my queue is broken, so we'll try re-queuing. That would explain a lot. I've been shadow banned by Lightmare. They won't let my queue fire. There we go. Alright, we're against Toucan. Another triple Genesis deck. Got a pretty good hand. This is not really a card we want to see in the opening hand, but... Okay. Interesting that they moved their drone into the support zone. I guess they were just trying to get mechanism value, but I think they could have pushed for damage, or I don't know. Maybe I'm the stupid one. I think we're gonna give Tulio a jetpack right now. I think I'm just gonna slam Tullio here. If they don't have a way to deal with them, you're gonna die pretty quick. So that's gonna be 36 damage now, and then next turn they die unless they have removal for Tullio. And if they have removal for Tullio, we'll fall back on Vis the Furious. All right, let's go for it. And do we have any other plays here? Suppose we could snipe their unending drone before it gets buffed by Mechanism. And we'll just put some value into Support Drone here. Let's see if they have interaction for Tulio. And the cards we're looking out for are Anti-Air, Missile, or Defense. I'm not really remembering the name. Controlled Temporal Anomaly. Oh, Angelify! Yikes! They got me. Oh, they got me good. Okay, so we have our fallback plan, which is Vis. We also have Klore still alive, but this is going to be a much harder game now. That's also not a card that is going to be happy for us to deal with. So what is our game plan here? We do have the Siege Engineers still, so we could get through for some explosive damage with Klore. I think I'm gonna defend, so I don't. They could turn that into a absolutely enormous creature if they secluded Constructor this onto this. Not too much we could do about it though. That's not good. Our guy lives though, so. They also didn't push for damage with their flyer, so that's kind of a relief. And again, we're in this situation where they could make this, they could put this guy onto the flyer and then I just have no way to deal with it. We're gonna Marina our Klore, I think. And do we do that? And then this next turn. Trouble is Vis has no way to get through if they defend. Which is awkward. They can probably kill me next turn. Ooh, Jetpack's actually huge for us. Jetpack gives us the opportunity to not die. We like not dying. But it means that we'd have to forfeit the opportunity to go for lethal. I think do that. All right, let's see what happens. They've chosen to defend, but it doesn't matter because they can't get through Klore right now. Okay. This is... Maybe I shouldn't be running this. It feels like such a bad card when I'm looking at this board. Ugh. They're also gonna low orbit ion cannon all of my guys. So I can't properly defend. I think we're gonna do this. And we're gonna slam this. We're gonna overcharge everything. And this is in case they... Would they... So there's two kinds of situations here. They could either be the kind of player who's going to go for lethal this turn and force a tie, or they could be the kind of player who's going to try to win, which would involve defending. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they're trying to win, but joke's on them because Klore's unblockable next turn. What even is this? Interesting. They can absolutely kill me with this as a flyer. Yeah. If I die, I die. It's looking like a tie to me. Oh, now this is a next level play. Oh. Wow. I definitely lose to that. Or do I? How does this work? With a single target. This is not single target, but God knows if it's gonna work the way it's supposed to. We only need to get through for 6 damage. Well, we just go for it. Do 1, 2... 3, I guess. And we pump this. So there's up to 14. So this is 14. 14 versus that to remove that from the defense zone if that's what they defend with. Okay, we'll just see what happens. And that did not work, but I think they still die. Okay. Alright. Neat. Okay, I think I'm gonna do one more game here, and then we're gonna call it done. Ooh. Merlinix or Merlini X, I'm not sure. And this is gonna be brutal. Triple Overseers. Well, we'll see what happens. think we're gonna get smoked. So this is out of banish range, which is good. Throw him back in there. I think I'm gonna deploy Tulio early, just as a way to threaten that I can do something, even if I can't. Oh, they have box. I just frickin' lose. I can't beat box. Ugh. We're gonna try... Isn't the build up to a One Punch Man just thrashed by box? Yes, it is. I don't think I win this. We're gonna push for a cheeky 90 damage here if they don't defend. And if that happens, maybe we could pull something out of our rear end. Oh, they boxed it. Ah! Alright. Anyways, we're showcasing the weaknesses of the deck. I'm pretty sure box also resets Tulio's stats, so... Yeah, that's it. We're done. We're done here. Oh, alright. Imagine losing to a pile of 1-drops. We're just dead now too, which is neat. I don't know if we have much of a play here. I guess Aleta blocks twice. Alright, we probably just die. We are not currently dead. We have no way to deal with this in our deck. I could just concede. That might be the polite thing to do at this point. We'll let Merlinix experience the win. We'll do that. But we just lose, so we'll call it done. Alright, well that was our last game. It was kind of a rough one to end on, but you win some, you lose some. You play cheesy combo decks that lose to a single card. Sometimes you deserve to lose to a single card. Hopefully everybody had fun watching, and feel free to let me know if there's any specific decks that you'd like me to try out and showcase. And until next time, see you around.